Welcome, everybody. This is Ring B at the LAGHLALI now in Kielce, Poland. We are just about to start day 4 of the AIBA Youth Men's and Women's World Championships. That's me, Andy Clark, your commentator. We've got an afternoon session and an evening session, and so many good fights coming your way over that period of time. Let's have a look at the lineup for this afternoon session. That top fight there, TURAPBAY against SHINOHARA, that is actually a walkover for Kazakhstan. SHINOHARA unable to take part, so TURAPBAY goes straight through in that one. So we'll have 3 fights in the women's flyweight division, then we'll get straight into the men's light heavyweight. And the one to look out for most really is Brayan Leon Salgado against Zakpakov at light heavyweight. Those two going into this competition were both heavily fancied for medals, if not gold medals, but because there's no seeding, you see, in the youth championships, they've come up against each other early. Then right at the end of the session there, Zakirov against Sabigali, Uzbekistan against Kazakhstan at super heavyweight, a former Asian junior champion in Zakirov up against an Asian youth champion in Sabigali, and of course Uzbekistan against Kazakhstan is a terrific rivalry. Every single time you see that fight, that kind of fight, it does tend to ignite. There's the mascot backstage. I saw him coming in actually without the without his head on, if that makes sense. It's hot work, that really is. I know people who've done that job and it all looks like fun and games, but it's actually quite difficult. That's the backstage area, like I said, with that small kind of warm-up track. It gets busier and busier and busier as the day progresses. Well, that finished fighter there, that's Pihla KAIVO-OJA. She's in action in what will now be our second fight of the session. So just getting loose, just looking to get loose.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 122 in ring A, women's fight, 48-51 kilograms. Into the red corner, please welcome boxer from Uzbekistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ring B in the fight bout number 134, we have the walkover and the winner by walkover from Kazakhstan, Gulnar, TURAPBAY, and we go to the second fight of this session. Bout number 135, 51 kilogram women's. Please into the red corner. From Ukraine, Daria-Olha.
So confirmation of that walkover in the opening bout. TURAPBAY of Kazakhstan going straight through. This is Daria-Olha of Ukraine, boxing out of the red corner. National youth champion in 2020, boxed in the European youths, got to the quarterfinals.
And please to the blue corner from Mongolia, Khulan, ALTANBYEK.
ALTANBYEK of Mongolia in the blue corner, quarter-finalist in the Asian youths, youth and junior national champion herself. Our 5 judges on duty for this opening bout in the afternoon session in Ring B. Slight delay here. Just a few things I'd imagine to get in order at ringside. Have to make sure that everything is in place and absolutely ready. Everything's functioning, working. Boxers just being made to wait here, which isn't ideal for them. But it's the same for both. Quite an involved discussion going on away to my right-hand side there with the officials at ringside, the technical delegate involved in that. And now just having a quick word with the referee. And the fighters have been told to exit the ring.
1 Armenia, 2 Jordan, 3 Israel, 4 Russia, and 5 Guatemala. And the referee of this bout from Slovakia, Radoslav Simon.
I think there's been a change around with the officials. I think that's the reason here. Because the ringside announcer has just announced the list of officials and the referee is certainly different. It was Kasaglieva of Bulgaria previously, and a Slovakian referee has just been named. And I can see the ringside officials, the team of officials, just being taken off over to the right-hand side of the ring area. So maybe there's just been a slight mix-up in, and he was supposed to be on duty for this one. It is all worked out in advance. It's done with military precision. It really is. You might not... Well, there's no reason that you would understand exactly the processes that go into it, but it's very carefully managed, with the officials all being in a particular room which nobody else basically has any access to, so that they are completely in their own kind of cocoon. Results are not discussed. Fights are not discussed. And they're put in conditions, really, which ensure that they arrive at ringside mentally in the best possible place to judge a fight, with a completely clear head, with no preconceived notions of anything. And that's where they've just gone back to, just disappearing out of the arena in the far right-hand side. So this isn't ideal for the fighters here. That's Khulan ALTANBYEK of Mongolia in the blue there, who's just got the tracksuit draped over his shoulders, just waiting. And away to my right-hand side, about 5 yards away, is Daria-Olha. She's just got off her stool onto her feet, just trying to keep loose, doing a couple of squats. And a new team of officials has arrived at ringside, and it was as simple as that. I think the wrong team came out for this opening bout. Possibly the team, I'd imagine what probably happened, and this is a guess, but I'd imagine what probably happened is that the team who were assigned the first bout of the session, which actually turned out to be a walkover, came out to do this one, and they had to be sent away and replaced by the 5 judges and referee who were actually assigned this fight, which is fight number 2 of the session. That would be my guess as to what has happened. Anyway, we're about to get underway. Bratislav Simon in charge.